You asked for this, guys, and here she is. This is my review of my Hermes vintage Sac Sandrine bag. And this is the original model of the bag from the 1960s or 70s, not the remake that came out in the 1980s. So I'm going to take you through the price of the bag and where I bought it from, the current prices of this bag on the pre-loved market, the history of the name of this bag, an overview of the bag, mod shots, the weight and dimensions of the bag, and what fits. Now this bag, guys, let me tell you how much I paid for her. 2021, my very first Hermes vintage bag. Thought so long and hard about which one my hard-earned coin should go to, and this is it. And she came from a French seller. Yes, she actually came from France. The reseller is actually on Instagram as Chick and Lux, and I bought her for 2021 for 1,300 euro, which worked out to be approximately 2,000 Australian dollars. And if you haven't seen my original unboxing video for this bag, I'll actually leave it here for you. For me, that is such a great price for a vintage Hermes bag, and the condition, she's pretty good. She's not perfect, but hey, she is so old. She's from the 60s or 70s. For that old of a bag, she, to me and my standards, is great condition. So the current prices of this bag that I found, now you have to keep in mind, this is quite a rare model, and sometimes it's very hard to find on the pre-loved market. Sometimes there's only a few hanging around. But what I found across eBay and Vestiaire Collective and a couple of other sites is the cheapest one, and we're talking about in US dollars, the cheapest one I found was just under 1,000 US dollars. And what I did notice is the pricing is quite large in range. There's not really consistent pricing on this product. Then we kind of creep up to this one. Then there's a couple more expensive in the 3,000-4,000 US dollars. And don't forget, there's also the exotic version. I didn't find any for sale at the moment, but I did find this one that sold on Vestiaire for 7,000 Australian dollars, which is like over 4,000 US dollars. But that's exotic vintage Hermes. For that price, that's actually a steal. So if you're someone who's into exotics and you're into Hermes, this could definitely be a model to look at to add to your collection. And even if you're not into exotics, again, the boxcar version would be one to consider to add to your collection. Now, actually, I featured this Hermes bag as my vintage alternative to the popular Hermes Constance bag, and you could even use it as an alternative to the popular Roulis bag in my 5 vintage alternatives to Hermes hottest bags, which I'll leave up here for you. And you'll see why later on it's a great vintage for the Hermes Constance in this video. Now, I said this is called the Sac Sandrine bag, and the name is actually quite significant. This bag was named after Sandrine Dumas. She's a French actress, and she's also a member of the family that runs Hermes. Her dad, and please excuse my French pronunciation, but her dad was Jean-Louis Dumas, and he actually ran Hermes as the 5th generation member to run it, and he named this bag after his daughter. How amazing is that? Imagine having an Hermes bag named after you and you're part of the family. What a beautiful story. I'll actually leave her Wikipedia down below. Okay, now let's have an overview of this bag. Okay, so this is the front, beautiful box calf leather, and we have a flap. Now here, this is called a stirrup closure. You have this hardware that sticks out like that. Now this, I'll show you how it works. Pull that up, and this comes out. And then to close the bag, you just put that back in there. Now it looks more complicated and more intimidating than it actually is. It's quite easy to use, and it's not that difficult to get it to line up. So it's pretty good. It kind of just lines itself up. And if you're really lazy, you can just leave it like that, and it will just stay because that hardware holds it in place. Now this is the back. No back pocket, really plain. That's the side, and that's the bottom. Really easy, and you can see along the edges there is a line of stitching. Okay, now let's open her up. So this is the inside of the flap. So you can see there's the Hermes Paris stamp. I actually have someone's initials embossed into here. I'm guessing this is the original owner. So someone named CM, I believe, was the original owner of the bag. Now I want to introduce you to this leather in here. I have no idea what leather this is, but what I can tell you is scrumptious, scrumdiddlyumptious. It smells so good. It's so soft to touch. It's a sexy leather. If anyone who knows about Hermes can tell me which leather this is, please put it in the comment section because I would love to know. Now, if you open her up, you can see the configuration here. So first you have this slim front compartment, which goes the whole way down. Then you have your main compartment. Inside the main compartment, you have one slip front pocket and one zippered back pocket. And this zippered back pocket has this same scrumptious leather inside. And this zipper pull is the vintage eclair zippers. For those vintage luxury lovers like me, you will know that the vintage eclair zippers are also found on the very vintage Chanel bags and Louis Vuitton bags. That was like the contracted company that all these luxury houses were using back in the day. And I also want to reiterate, this is the OG original version. There was a remake that came out in the 1980s, which has a slightly different Hermes logo stamping to it. Now let me show you where the magic happens with the strap. Now this is actually what made me pick this bag out of all the vintage Hermes styles. This is what made the bag worth it to me. Now this here, this is a strap extender that I'm using. For anyone who's interested, I'm using a 15 centimeter size because that was good for my height. Now let me just remove that for a second. This is what the bag normally looks like without the strap extender. Now you saw there, this is a lobster claw, a vintage Hermes lobster claw, the same type that they used on the vintage Hermes Kellys, and is detachable. Now you have one side detachable strap. This strap is not adjustable, but we can work with that by adding strap extenders. Now this one little lobster claw allows me to wear the bag in 7 different ways, and that's exactly what makes the bag worth it to me. Okay, so way number 1 is with my strap extender. I get an extra 15 centimeters in the length and I wear it crossbody. Way number 2, with my strap extender, I wear it on one shoulder. Way number 3, I remove the strap extender and just wear it with its original length, crossbody. Way number 4, with its original length, I wear it on the shoulder. Now I'm about to show you more magic here. Way number 5, I'm going to undo this lobster claw. I'm going to now thread the lobster claw through the ring it was once connected to. The whole strap fits in there. I'm now going to connect the lobster claw to the ring on the other side. And now I've shortened the strap. So this is way number 5, and I'm going to wear this on the shoulder. And now it becomes like a waist length shoulder bag, or like a mid-length shoulder bag. Way number 6, I'm going to actually fully double up the strap. Now it's a short shoulder bag, and now I'm going to wear this under my arm. That's way number 6. And way number 7, in this doubled up configuration, I'm going to wear it on the crook of the arm. 7 different ways you can wear this bag. That makes it so worth it to me, so versatile. And that is why I parted with my coin for this and chose this as my very first vintage Hermes bag. Tell me what you think of the 7 ways I just showed you how to wear this bag. Would you be using a strap extender as well like me? And remember, I'm really short. I'm like 5'1", and I need a strap extender, and I'm wearing a 15 centimeter size. So most of the population is taller than me. So most of the population would probably, if they choose to use a strap extender, end up using maybe one that's even longer than what I've got, maybe even up to a 30 centimeter strap extender, just depending on how tall you are. Because remember, I'm very short, only 5'1" or 156 centimeters. So if you're like 180 centimeters, you might even want to go for like a 30 centimeter strap extender. Now this bag, I spa her about once a year just to keep her in good condition. And if you don't know how to spa box calf bags, or if you're wondering what products you should buy to spa a box calf bag, and it doesn't even have to be Hermes, it can be like any brand box calf bag. I actually have a tutorial video of how I clean and condition this bag, which I'll leave up above and in the description box down below for you. Okay, so let's go through the dimensions of the bag. Okay, so the height of the bag is 19 centimeters or 7.5 inches. The length of the bag is 24 centimeters or 9.5 inches. And the depth of the bag is 5 centimeters or 2.5 inches. Now this is actually quite similar in size to the Hermes Constance 24. And you already see what I mean in that this is a great alternative for the Constance 24. You have this same sort of boxy shape. You have a front flap, but without that huge H logo, and rather you have a more sophisticated and quiet luxury stirrup closure. Hey everyone, and if we haven't met before, I'm Lady Vintage Bags and I love vintage designer handbags. And I'm here to show you that you can not only own, but even collect gorgeous designer handbags just on a budget by buying vintage. So if you love pre-loved, vintage or affordable designer handbags, then hit subscribe and stick around because I'm your girl. Okay, now back to the video. Okay, so let me show you the strap drop. When it's in this doubled up configuration, this is 18 centimeters or 7 inches. When it's in this shortened configuration, it's 32 centimeters or 13 inches. When it's in this full configuration, it's 42 centimeters or 15.75 inches. And when I have my 15 centimeter strap extender on, I now get a 47 centimeter drop, which is 18.5 inches. Now this bag does not weigh too much. It's about 513 grams. For all leather bag, that is pretty light. So for anyone who's worried about weight, I wouldn't say this is one that you need to worry too much about. Okay, so these are the things that I'm going to attempt to get into the bag, and then we'll see what actually fits. So we've got a phone, a card holder, a small wallet, a coin pouch, lip balm, lip gloss, lipstick, pen, key fob, and tissues. Okay, so let's see if we can get it all in there. So I might put the phone into the front pocket. Small wallet. Let's try standing that up. Card holder. Maybe I'll put that next to it. Tissues. Coin pouch. Oh, I'm not liking that. Lip balm. Let's just slot that in. Pen. Okay, these can just go laying down. Always make sure your pens are closed before putting them in your bag. You don't want any leakage. Lipstick. I can fit that there. And finally, lip gloss. Okay, let's see if we can close the bag. Oh, forgot my keys. Okay, let's just lay the keys on top. Okay, let's see if we can close the bag. Yep. That's closed. Now, the bag is really fat. The back looks okay. There's a bit of a dimple happening here, which I'm not loving that. But this is probably too full for my liking. I would probably be paranoid that there could possibly be some misshaping of the bag. Now, this bag is one of my most expensive bags, and it's a delicate leather, it's box calf, so I wouldn't really feel comfortable pushing it this far with having it this full. Even though it looks okay, it's doable. You could get away with doing this for a day, but as a all the time sort of capacity, I wouldn't do that. Okay, let's make it a bit more where I'd be comfortable with it. So I probably don't need a small wallet and a card holder. So I'm going to downsize to just a card holder only. And let's see if that makes things a bit better. It probably doesn't look that different, but to me the weight now feels different. And the back looks a little bit better. I'm not even sure if it was initially showing on camera, the dimpling, but this looks a bit better. So this is probably the max capacity I would go in this bag. So we just lost the small wallet. That was about it. But as I said, look, if you're just doing it once or twice, like that would be fine, just not all the time. All right, so that's a decent amount you can get into this bag. So if you wanted to once in a while, small wallet, plus the card holder, plus the tissue, lip gloss, lip balm, and lipstick, phone, and that's a pretty big phone, coin pouch, key fob, and a pen. Pretty good. Now, being an Hermes bag, this was definitely one of my most expensive bags in my handbag collection. And if you haven't already seen my 5 most expensive bags in my handbag collection, I'll leave that video here for you. And if you want to see my entire handbag collection of 50 bags, I'll leave that video here for you to carry on with as well.